Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Dara David, your comsci cutie. But for today's video, I am your DevOps darling because I'll be sharing to you guys what it's like to be a DevOps intern. In this video, I'm gonna talk about the details of my internship, what DevOps is, including what I do and what I have learned. 3 is a little day in the life kind of segment, and number 4, tips that helped me during my internship and that can help you during yours. So I have been looking forward to this chapter of my college life, Darla's intern era. And now that I'm making a video about it, it feels so amazing. So let's just jump into it and let's get started. Okay, story time. So at my university, we were required to undertake 2 internships, each spanning 520 hours and summing up to 1,040 hours over 6 months. So we had the option to either work at the same company for the entire 6-month period or split it between 2 companies for 3 months each. Now, I had limited options for choosing companies to apply to kasi we were just provided with a list of specific companies, also known as industry partners. So while applying, I had to make sure the company was one of these partners or nasa listahan siya. Although I could suggest a company to be added to the list kasi pwede yun mag-apply ako sa isang company na hindi industry partner and then i-add sa list na yun. But it meant handling all the requirements and agreements myself to make that company an industry partner. Yung process kasi na yun is gonna take a lot of time, so I decided to stick with the provided list. I applied through Kalibrr's website, which is a hiring or job-seeking platform na ginamit ko rin to apply for my previous part-time jobs. So while browsing, I noticed that the company itself, like yes, yung Kalibrr mismo, was hiring for a DevOps intern role. Luckily, Kalibrr is an industry partner, so nasa listahan siya ng university, so I decided to apply. The application process consisted of 2 interviews. First is the HR interview, and second is the technical interview with my current supervisor. Then, after being accepted, there was this onboarding process focused on teaching new hires about the company and the company's values. Tinuruan din kami paano i-set up yung mga accounts namin and ano yung mga role per department. Then I also had the chance to interview employees from different departments, gaining insights into their respective roles within the company. Now guys, iba-iba tayo ng internship requirements per university. But the common thing that you should prepare for is submitting a resume. So dapat may resume ka. And then having a portfolio focused on your desired role is a big plus. So for example, you're applying for a UI UX internship, dapat meron kang handang portfolio na puro UI UX works mo. You should also be prepared for your HR and technical interviews. So for HR interview tips, actually yung Kalibrr nagre-release sila ng TikTok videos on how to answer HR interview questions. And then for technical interviews, meron ako sa TikTok ko, and you should check it out. It's in the link in the description box below. Ka-encounter din ako ng applications na may mga technical assessments. So one application I encountered was I was required to design a dashboard. Not a sponsored or partnered statement, but my Kalibrr internship experience was a 10 out of 10. Everyone was incredibly welcoming, kind, and very helpful and very supportive. They let me learn and grow as a beginner, and they really let me use the internship as a training ground. I feel so lucky to work with such skilled and inspiring people in the product and engineering team. Guys, grabe, sobrang talino and talented nila, nakakaloka. Sobrang grateful din ako sa supervisor ko. He was so understanding and patient with me. And actually, guys, pinahirapan niya ako. De joke lang. He made sure I was given challenging tasks, but also guided me through them so I could complete them successfully. Such a great mentor. Not only did I learn how to be an efficient and innovative developer, I also learned from him how to be an influential and empathetic leader. I feel like if he's watching this right now, he's gonna think na binobola ko siya. Pero no, I'm super grateful ako sa'yo, sir. So, thank you so much. A big shout out and thank you to the product and engineering team, the ID and PH people. I won't be able to mention each one of you because we're so many. So, for extra scoop, no, at Kalibrr, we had regular monthly meetings and business reviews where I was able to utilize other internship benefits like Grab food vouchers. So, meron silang free pagkain every time na may event. Meron kami tinatawag na quarterly offline meetups and working lunches where finally, hindi ko na hinuhulaan kung anong itsura nila habang call and nakikita ko sila in person. And I loved how Kalibrr extended incredible support and encouragement beyond my technical skills So, hinayaan nila ako, or I had the chance to explore again my hosting and public speaking skills. And then I also collaborated with the marketing team to create content on TikTok. Meron din silang dedicated na legal team and sobrang efficient ng HR. Like, they promptly handled notarization documents and waivers na lahat ng kailangan ko sa internship requirements ko na submit ko on time dahil ang smooth lagi ng process. For those interested, I highly encourage checking out Kalibrr's social media, and you can also sign up for free at the website and explore the new, very nice landing page, which actually made job searching process much easier. Okay, the big question, why DevOps? So, when I began applying for internships, it was my preference. So, akin lang to, it was my preference to apply for internships that are role-specific, like yung may title talaga. For example, UI/UX intern, web dev intern, machine learning intern. Umuwas ako sa mga internship na may IT trainee, IT intern, yung mga general title kasi gusto ko talaga role-specific. However, among the internship offers, I intentionally chose a DevOps role kasi wala akong alam sa DevOps. So, doon talaga ako pumunta sa wala akong idea at all kung ano yon. So, yung ibang roles, gusto ko talaga sila kasi may alam na ako doon, may background na ako doon. Pero nga, iniisip ko, kaya nga ako mag-internship para full na yung set of skills or na-encounter ko na lahat bago graduate. Another big question, ano ba ang DevOps? What is DevOps? So, DevOps is a set of practices that combine software development and IT operations. So, for example, imagine a company developing an e-commerce website. Kunyari, Shazada. Okay, so we have Shazada. We have the developers. Sila yung nagpa-plan, sila yung nag-design, sila yung nagbe-build mismo ng website. Then, we have the operations. Yung mga operations naman, sila yung nagde-test or yung nagde-deploy. So, yung operations team, they also make sure na the website will run smoothly in any browser or device and kakayanin ng servers ng company. So, again, developers and operations. So, in a traditional setup, developers create new features or updates and then hand them over to the operation team. Tapos, yung operation teams naman, they will provide feedback on any bugs or errors that need fixing. So, habang tinetest ng operations team yung website or nilista nila kung ano yung mga kailangang ayusin ng developers, nag-iintay lang yung developers sa kabila. So, very time-consuming, especially since marami pang features and updates ang gusto ng company sa Shazada. So, it delays the entire software development lifecycle kasi nagpapasahan sila bago pa ma-deploy or ma-release sa users yung updates. In a DevOps environment or culture, developers and operations team work together from the very start. They use automation tools to create a continuous integration or continuous deployment, or CI/CD for short, na pipeline. So, meaning, tuloy-tuloy na yung paggagawa ng both developers and operation. So, this pipeline automatically builds the code, runs tests, and deploys the changes to the website. So, dahil doon, any issues are quickly identified and resolved by a collaborative effort between developers and operation. Ang sign ng DevOps ay infinity kasi cycle siya. So, if you want to understand it deeply or if you want to know the video na nakatulong sa akin para maintindihan kung ano yung DevOps in simple terms, this is the video. I'm gonna link it in the description box below. So, initially, the concepts were very overwhelming. Ang daming kailangan alam na terms. Basta, sobrang overwhelming niya. But breaking them down slowly made the learning process more manageable. And just like any experience I had, mapa-org man or mapa-thesis or mapa-internship, what happened was, no matter how much I prepared for it, the process was learn as you go pa rin. So meaning, natututo ako habang nandun na ako sa internship. Okay, another big question, what do I do as a DevOps intern? So, the following are yung mga na-encounter ko or naging focus or yung mga naging assignments ko. Number 1 is Linux and command line. So, pinasetup ako ng Ubuntu. Yung laptop ko ngayon dual boot siya, meaning pwede siyang Windows, pwede siyang Ubuntu. And then, dahil dun sa paggamit ko ng Ubuntu, I was able to understand Linux commands. So, familiar na ako sa Linux commands. And I know na kung paano i-navigate yung command line. Those two, Linux and command line, very important sa field ng DevOps. So, next is automation. So, gumamit ako ng Python and Jenkins para ma-automate na lahat ng process. And then, nagkaroon din ako ng automation assignment involving PostgreSQL. Another thing I did as a DevOps intern or something na mas na-hone ko pa is yung proficiency ko sa source control. So, yung Git, GitHub, and GitLab, gamit na gamit namin yan for version control and collaboration. And then, natutunan ako kung paano mag-merge requests and paano yung mga Jira tickets and how GitLab and Jira work together. Dito rin ako natuto kung paano magsulat ng proper documentation and commit messages. Another thing I did, or another focus ng assignment ko as a DevOps intern is all about microservices. So I worked on a microservice deployment on Google Cloud Platform using the GKE or yung Google Kubernetes Engine Cluster. And then, in-applyan ko din ng Helm and Docker. In this assignment, I learned more about ingresses and I dug deeper into networking concepts like I know what IP addresses are, but there's so much more pa pala about it. I also learned the difference between staging and production environments and the practical creation and management of YAML and JSON files for configuring and deploying microservices. Another assignment I worked on as a DevOps intern was all about monitoring and logging tools. So I was able to learn, or I used tools like Prometheus and Grafana for monitoring and logging to ensure the health and performance of systems. Nagkaroon ako ng assignment implementing functional or performance testing. So I explored tools like Postman, JMeter, Gatling, K6, and BlazeMeter to conduct functional and performance tests, including like mga API testing and stuff like that. So this assignment involved working with APIs, understanding endpoints, cookies, authorizations, and HTTP requests, and performing stress testing. This specific assignment opened a whole new perspective for me na mas na-appreciate ko na how the internet runs and works and how everything is connected. And there's so much things we don't see going on behind the scenes, and just learning about it na parang, ganun pala yun, was just such a mind-blowing experience na I just literally had to take a step back and like go, guys, I love tech so much. Sobrang nerd moment, sobrang geek moment, pero grabe yung, the power of tech. Each assignment introduced me to new tools, presenting daily challenges that I cried about, the joke lang, that I embraced and enjoyed, and every day brought a new opportunity to learn and grow in this dynamic field. So my tasks primarily involved monitoring, maintaining, automating, implementing CI/CD, as well as optimizing and scripting. So, yung mga ginawa ko as a DevOps intern, it really differs from the projects I had sa university. Kasi diba sa university, we had assignments na parang mga asterisks or data structures or yung pag-create ng application or website. Here sa internship, my tasks mostly involved site reliability engineering, and wala talaga ako alam doon, so it was so hard, but yet super fulfilling. Sobrang nag-enjoy ako sa internship ko kasi it was so fulfilling to like, for example, get my first merge request merged na or approved, o kaya my first git commit to the company's code base. So finally, seeing what you did running was really fulfilling. Nagkaroon ako ng scenario where I had this assignment that it took me almost a month to finish kasi sobrang hirap, and yun nga, bago nga lang sa akin. So, nung lumabas na yung ginawa ko on screen, on my phone, sobrang I jumped with joy. Sigaw lang sigaw. I'm like, finally, yes, nagawa ko na siya. And my ate was asking, bakit? Anong nangyari? Anong nagawa mo? I was like, this one, look, nagawa ko na siya. And pagtingin niya, the blank page or blank website, nakalagay, hello world. And she was like, Sabi ko, no, you don't understand. It took me almost a month. In my day in the life segment, you will see there my specific tasks or processes that I typically handle in my day-to-day work. Okay, what are the skills I improved and the skills I learned? So throughout my DevOps internship, I honed and acquired various skills, including proficiency in the technical tools that I mentioned earlier. Additionally, I felt like nag-improve yung logic and critical thinking ko. But I also felt my improvement sa time management and navigating and comprehending technical documentations. I was able to improve or enhance my communication and collaboration skills, not only within the product and engineering team, but also in interactions with other departments. Tunan ko rin na most of the time, all you had to have is the art or the ability to know what to search for. Or, in short, yung dapat magaling ka mag-Google or alam mo kung anong i-Google mo. Siyempre, in-embrace ko yan yung values ng Kalibrr. I actively practice their core principles, which is yung impact-driven, collaboration, acting with composure, reimagining the possible, and excellence. Now, let's move on to the last part of the video, which is the tips that help me and can help you. So number 1 is to be organized. So keep track of everything from applying to managing your requirements. So I use Notion, but you guys can use like Excel, Trello, or even your notes app. So, nung nag-a-apply ako, talagang tinable ko lahat ng companies, ng ano yung setup nila, ano yung internship na available, and then ano yung status nila, mag-send ba ako ng email, pa-follow up ko na ba, to be interviewed na ba ako. Number 2 is to always document your work, even the mistakes, as they can be valuable lessons. So, every assignment ko, dino-document ko siya, what went wrong, ano yung process, ano yung ginawa ko, para pag kailangan ko ulit, or ma-encounter ko ulit yung mga ganong situation or task, ay mababalik at balikan ko sila. Ito rin kasi yung one of the ways to track your progress and to know what to report to your supervisor. Number 3 is don't hesitate to ask for help. So, dito talaga ako medyo nahirapan, which is asking for help. Kasi ako, I had no problem asking for help sa blockmates, gano'n, sa groupmates. Pero medyo nahirapan akong mag-ask for help sa mga employees na mismo. Number 1 is because nahihiya ako. I didn't wanna disturb them. Number 2 is nagkaroon ako ng mindset or parang iniisip ko na dapat alam ko na yan, kaya nga ako natanggap eh. But my coworkers made me feel the entire opposite. Like, they really encouraged me na parang, no, it's okay, ask for help. Talagang pina-feel nila sa akin na okay lang. And sobrang grateful ako doon. Next tip is to embrace Murphy's Law. So, I got this from my supervisor. So, the point of this law is not only to acknowledge that things might go wrong, but also to encourage planning, preparedness, and resilience in the face of unforeseen circumstances. Another tip is focus on efficiency. If AI tools help you get started or work faster than just building something from scratch, then okay lang yun. Use whatever makes you work faster or smarter, but with caution. Okay, guys? Ang mali ko kasi, masyado akong dumepende sa ChatGPT in everything, which is not wrong, but what's wrong is doon lang ako dumedepende. Tunan ko na dapat ang paggamit ko ng ChatGPT is just with a grain of salt, like kurut-kurut lang, kasi hindi siya lagi tama. Hindi ko doon nahahanap yung solution sa answers or sa bugs na na-encounter ko. Alam nyo kung saan ako nahahanap? Sa official documentation. My next tip is to prioritize official documentation before using Stack Overflow or other tutorials. First few months kasi ng internship ko, sobrang tamad kong magbasa ng documentation. I hated it! Tamad na tamad ako magbasa. Alam nyo, most of the time, if binasa ko lang sana yung documentation sa una, edi kanina pa ako tapos. During your internship, always keep in mind that you're here to learn. So embrace every task and opportunity as a chance to gain new skills, knowledge, and practical experience. Take the initiative to ask questions, seek guidance, and observe how things work in the real-world setting. Remember, guys, the more you immerse yourself in the learning process, the more you'll grow both professionally and personally during your internship. Another tip is to avoid coding excessively. Remember to take breaks and rest. So, maraming times na pag nagko-code ako, nafe-feel ko yung nagsisizzle na yung brain ko. Yung parang na kasi parang nag-overheat na siya. Another tip that I did was to romanticize. So, may times na I just paused to notice and look for the beauty in my internship. Like yung pagsimpleng type ko sa keyboard, yung pagsimpleng pang-interact ko sa co-work, talagang ninanamnam ko siya, talagang ina-appreciate ko siya. So, easier said than done yung pag-romanticize, but it helps in calming me down. So, yun nga, nagpa-pause ako, and huminga ako malalim, and then parang, kunyari may times na nag-breakdown ako, or parang may di talaga ako masolve, tapos umiyak na ako. So, a few minutes later, natatawa ko sa sarili ko, OMG, look at me, I'm crying over a problem, ganun. Parang, okay, baliw moment. Parang, enjoy mo lang talaga. Enjoy what you do, and learn to appreciate your work. So, finding joy in your task is so crucial for a fulfilling experience. The last tip I have for this video is for those who want to get started in DevOps. So first, if you want to get started in DevOps, you have to understand what DevOps is. Yun nga yung the culture, the cycle, and the concepts. And number 2 is to develop or search for a roadmap and grasp the fundamental concept. And then, once na you understand what DevOps is, or alam mo na kung ano yung mga tutunan mo, now you have to engage in hands-on projects. Like, for example, try setting up your first initial pipeline. Try setting up your first local cluster. Of course, if you want to get further sa DevOps, you could consider internships to gain practical experience. So, as I wrap up this internship journey, I'm reminded of the countless lessons learned and experiences gained during my time as a DevOps intern at Kalibrr. So, from diving into automation and cloud technologies to collaborating with diverse teams each day has been a stepping stone in my professional growth. I have learned a lot, but I'm aware that there's so much more to explore in DevOps. But this internship has kickstarted my journey in that, so talagang maganda siyang jumpstart. It really boosted my confidence in seeking help, in coding, and communicating. So I have developed a hunger for learning and growing that will always carry me post-grad. And this experience wasn't just about the technical skills, it also taught me how to behave professionally in a real office environment. My time at Kalibrr also instilled in me the value of perseverance and continuous learning. So yeah, that's all for my DevOps internship era. So thank you for joining me in this insightful chapter of my college life. So yeah, I guess DevOps Darling is signing off, or to be continued. Actually, I don't know. The big question now is, what now? I don't know what I'm gonna do next. But yeah, let's figure it out. We'll see you in the next video. Bye guys! Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.